The two things that I did in my life that I would say were the most impactful was first, learn how to meditate. That gives me an equanimity that helps a lot. And then thinking about principles that whenever I would encounter something, most importantly, painful things, that I would reflect on realities that happened and my interactions with it. And then I would write down the principles. So I started to do that also in the company because I needed to communicate with other people. Why am I doing it? What is this crazy place like and why are we doing it? So I want to encourage people to do that. That's also why I put out a journal just recently. A lot of people asked me to help them write their own principles, so I just put out a journal. Meditation is the biggest gift that I can give anyone. And I would say more than anything, it is whatever reason for success I've had. Because I'm back to the two U's. I'll clarify. What I mean is that in your mind, we think, what do you want? And the reality is, when you look at the neuroscience and psychology, that there are different parts of your brain that want different things. And so in the simplest sense, there is the logical part of your brain that you're conscious of. It's called the conscious. And you think you're being logical and you want to make those decisions. And then there's the subliminal, below the limbic system, part of the brain, which is the emotional, and it's not as conscious to you, but it has more of an influence on you than really the logical one. And so they're not aligned. And so meditation helps to deal with the alignment of those two things. If you want to elevate yourself and be more successful, you must get over the pride of learning, of knowing. Because this pride in knowing, I see this happen all the time. People feel embarrassed if they don't know, or they feel so attached to having the right answer, feel uncomfortable if they're in a discussion and somebody says something different and they learn. I mean, it's a barrier. And those who give it up, they go radically to higher levels because it gives them the capacity to take in or the capacity to change their mind. Is it a problem if you change your mind? You learn, you change your mind. That's called growing. But there's kind of an ego attachment to it. Oh, you were wrong. Oh, you change your mind. I mean, okay. So that whole thing's connected, attached to knowing and thinking that's a big deal or something rather than the humility that you're referring to. I mean, it's not false humility. It's just actually recognizing what one doesn't know. How do you approach the work-life balance? Is it better to spend more time at work, more time at family? And I want to emphasize that you can have the most of both. I found in life that when faced with the problem of two things that seem mutually exclusive, if I was smart enough, I could get 75% of each. And the key is to get more out of a day. If you can get more out of a day by leveraging yourself in a number of ways, you will get more life into a day. And so rather than thinking, I have to give up family or I have to give up the work thing, you can be clever. Think about how to combine them. Like in my case, I would, bring my kids to business work, or I would also think about how I could get leverage from others in work. So the key is increasing your efficiency and your capacity to put more life into life, and then you can get more work and you can get more family life balance. So squeeze more in by understanding how to do that. I've covered a lot of that in the book. I can't cover it all here.